Another one, the question is a little longer, but it's very important. And I'll read the whole thing and then respond. Does Witness Lee's fellowship regarding education from the life study of Genesis regarding Hiram still hold as much importance today in the US, given the overall emphasis on education? It seems a strategic risk to push so hard on education and advanced degrees because of the potential impact of other matters, such as young saints getting married and the kind and nature of jobs as young people take after getting PhDs in law and medical degrees. Okay, I was there when Brother Lee spoke this. It was my task to edit that message for publication. I've been very exercised about this in many ways. Okay, does Brother Lee's fellowship regarding this education related to Hiram still have as much importance today in the US because of the emphasis on education? No, it doesn't, but not because of the reason implied in this question. It's because hardly anyone follows that teaching completely. Very few. And I'll explain. Brother Lee is talking about the pillar builders, those that had been raised up by God to do this building. And the one who did it had a certain name, and he was born in a certain tribe, but his father was a Tyrian, a pagan. But his father provided for his full development, to have the training, the education that he would need to carry out such a task. Then the Tyrian father died. And in a way we cannot explain, that man was transferred from his tribe to the tribe of Naphtali, the tribe of resurrection. So this is what was on Brother Lee's heart. He was addressing an abnormal situation among young people, a kind of pseudo-spiritual concept. The Lord is coming soon. We should just get jobs mowing lawns, cleaning pools. We'll be raptured any day now. And Brother Lee corrected that. That's not normal. You should get, this is my word now, a higher education suitable to you, or training. And I inject this. For more than 50 years, I have had such an honorable sense toward the saints in Taiwan. They just illustrate this, that many were university professors, they're physicians. I met one brother who was the leader of the Taiwan equivalent of the FBI. And you see one saint after another, highly educated. But everything was brought into resurrection. And the Tyrian father died. They were brought into resurrection. And they were like Daniel, serving the Lord. Daniel had a very high position in the kingdom, both under the Babylonian rulers and under the Medo-Persians. Very high, tremendous responsibility. And we know what happened about the law concerning prayer. But the king addressed him this way: Daniel, servant of the living God. Daniel, the God whom you serve continually will rescue you. The king recognized this reliable person in my government really is serving God. And that's what I witnessed as a pattern among those dear saints there. And so what has happened is just a fact. Half of that message has been applied without any vision, without the goal of God's building, without the experience of resurrection life. And what we have all over this country, I'm speaking in principle now, are highly educated young professionals working at Google and this and that, and important companies, and their actual church life is 1 foot in and 1 foot out. But just 2 other responses, and then I need to go on. That several years ago, a brother who had been in the training, and he met his future wife in the training. He graduated, and he had the definite leading from the Lord to go to medical school. And he did, and we encouraged him to go and be the best medical student you can be. This is the way we live to the Lord. And then a few years after that, I received a kind of card in the mail. It was an invitation to his graduation from medical school. Then he wrote in his own hand, "I celebrate the death of my Tyrian father." Now, he applied this to him. He had his residency. I don't recall if he had a particular concentration, but I have no doubt as he is advancing in his profession as a doctor, he is serving the Lord inwardly in resurrection. That is what was on Brother Lee's heart. And then one other instance, this is really up to date. In Dallas, Texas, under the shepherding care and direction of one of the co-workers, there are a group of brothers. They're all married. Most of them have families. They all graduated from the training. And maybe with one exception, they all have PhDs. And some of them who got their PhDs, they didn't just barely make it through, they excelled. But in every case, their father, the Tyrian father, died, meaning the world situation doesn't cling to you. And now their capacity, which is immense and it will develop, they are working together to carry out a burden that Brother Lee instilled in the life of a certain co-worker leading this. We need to do thorough theological study and write and publish books correcting all the errors in traditional Christianity and proclaiming the truth according to the Word of God. And in order to do that, these have to be trained, they have to be educated to a highest degree. They wrote their dissertations on subjects that would be beneficial to their future work. So this is a response to that matter, and why I say the application, of course, doesn't need to tell anyone anymore. Sell your lawn mowing business, okay, in California. Stop cleaning out the pools. Develop yourself. The principle that governs my thinking regarding this is God created us in a certain way. And the talents he gives are given according to our ability that has been brought into resurrection. So it's altogether pleasing to God for us to develop as much as the situation allows the interest, the abilities, the capacity that God created us with. And he did this not accidentally, but that we may be brought into resurrection and be very useful to the Lord in his economy.